Hey, very last minute, I'm doing my Drag Race recap. I watched it live. I was so excited. I was going to recap it the next morning, and then I didn't. I finished my book, The Rough Draft. And then I went on, then we got sick as dogs, we have this terrible cold, and we have allergies, and so here it is, like an hour, half an hour before the premiere, and I'm trying to get this in. So we have, I feel like this is, I don't even remember, they did another photo one or something. Yeah, they did a photo one. Clearly didn't impress upon me. And then they did a lip syncing. They did a lip syncing challenge. So I feel like this is really another performing challenge. And I'm kind of going, I feel like this is an awful lot of acting. But we're down, we have 4 girls gone. We're now down to a mere 11 girls. So it's like, just like the season started, and I have some thoughts. So we're starting to kind of get a sense of who we really like. And so for me, that's Brooklyn. I like Ivy. I like Vanjie. I like Vanjie more as a character. She's not, you know, they gave her that critique about, when she went home last season, they gave her the critique of, like, show your body. So she's kind of gone the opposite way, and she's like, bodysuits all the way. And she's hilarious. Oh, I know, I'm sorry. It wasn't a photo challenge. It was the Rachel Maddow challenge. I'm sorry, I should have looked that up. Half of them can't read. Not that surprising. Some of them, I don't think English is their first language. Other ones, I don't know what their excuse is. I guess they don't read a lot. I don't know. I'm a big reader. But there's also the pressure of reading off of a really fast teleprompter, all that. So, I agree with the bottom, so who went home? Mercedes went home. Mercedes has been kind of limping along for a couple episodes. So we're still at this point where anyone who's on the show is a good drag queen. So let's just get that out of the way. Anybody who's on the show is an excellent drag queen, should be very proud of their performance. And, sorry, I have some of this stuff over here. I don't think you can see it. It's off screen. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this particular competition is the best method for them. So when I talk about who's good and bad, I'm talking about in this competition. So they're all very good. I would watch any of them perform. But the ones who've gone home so far, it just kind of becomes apparent that they didn't prepare properly, their head somewhere else, they had a stroke a year ago. Like, some great stories, but you can't always be where you want to be. And it may be that they're like a Shangela, which means that in 5 years they'll be amazing. We'll see. We'll see in 5 years. So, my prediction is that Raja would be a strong contender to be the next to go. She's never been in the top or one, and she's been in the bottom, sorry, I'm just looking twice, just to make sure I have this number right. She's the bottom 6, which is kind of like a half bottom, because 6 people were there, or a third, and then last week, and so if she doesn't wow us this week, which happens a lot of times, is that someone gets their footing, they get the perfect challenge, she's going to probably go home. They did Trump the Rusical. I wasn't thrilled with the subject matter just because I kind of feel like a Rusical's a celebration, and so it should have been a positive topic, but Drag Race has always been political, so I'm not saying like, oh, I don't want politics in my... No, it's just a matter of, I feel like if it's going to be that big of a production, I want it to be something I'm really excited about. And I guess, anyway, so there you go. It wasn't my most favorite thing. I probably won't watch it again. But some of the people were cast really well. She did do a pretty good job casting, but not everyone. Vanjie, who I liked, didn't look anything like Rosie O'Donnell. I kept having to remind myself who Hillary Clinton was supposed to be. Definitely didn't get Ivana or Ivanka. I get them confused. I have to admit, I can't remember which one's Ivana. Ivana is the mother and Ivanka is the daughter. Anyway, and that's just in life. That's not here. Anyway, they put Silky, Brooklyn, and Ivy in the top, which I thought was an excellent choice. Ivy looked just like Betsy DeVos. No, I'm sorry. Kellyanne Conway. Sorry. I could picture her in my mind. Brooklyn looked just like Ivana, and then Silky looked just like Oprah. They did a great job. They performed really well. But I feel like a lot of Silky's performance was carried on the fact that just how much she looks like Oprah, whereas Ivy looks nothing like her character. And Brooklyn doesn't kind of maybe is like in between those two. But I feel like they performed the heck out of it. And I feel, so I personally, I don't have a huge problem with Silky winning. It just wouldn't have been my choice. I definitely think that those three were the right three for the top. I don't necessarily agree with the win, but I kind of feel like as long as the top three is right, there we go. Same thing with the bottom. If the bottom was right, either one of them could have gone. But for me, Mercedes was in the bottom 2 weeks in a row. There you go. Okay, so if, let's say, so my other predictions as to who kind of has been stumbling along. Icaria has had a high the first week. Oh, hi, buddy. Did you come in here to do the video with me? The first week, but has been in the bottom 6. Ariel had a high and a low. Sugar had a high and a bottom 6. And Vanjie's a high and low. I think Vanjie has proven to be incredibly likable. I wasn't sure what I was going to think based on last season's performance because we had that, just that moment that was so captivating and bizarre. And I thought that is a huge gift that can shoot you in the foot. And so I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about her, and I have found her delightful, fun to watch, interviews, so probably was one of my favorite. I've always been a fan of who does amazing talking head interviews, because I feel like that's the real you. If the real you is really interesting and your performance is good, that's someone I want to watch. And I think that's really true. That was what Katya had, Manila Luzon, Jinx Monsoon, Pandora Box. I feel like all of my favorites, the people that I really loved, had great talking heads. And so Vanjie is so much fun to watch. I think a lot of us would just watch a whole show, just Vanjie talking about stuff. But she's in this competition, she's kind of having a hard time. They did an orange runway, which was fun, and I get the play of, you know, Sugar had a great, really to me, looked like a woman doing an impression of Trump. And I thought that was a really fun way to do it. It wasn't drag king, like it wasn't meant to look like a man. It really did look like a woman to me, which is tough to pull off in a pantsuit. But I thought it was really good. Having a hard time. If Sugar Cane goes home, I'm kind of okay with it because he said he's been doing it for 6 months, and so I kind of feel like, hey, that's great. So maybe you don't win, but let's see you in 5 years. You know what I mean? And hopefully this will be a good platform to get into full time, so then we can have him come back on All Stars, and we'll be like, oh my gosh. Ariel, I have some. I don't like the way she has her girl makeup. It's like really kind of harsh. I don't really know how to say it. But then I like Trixie, and Trixie has insane makeup. So I don't know if that's a good enough reason. Icaria, I probably couldn't pick out of a lineup. Probably could. Yeah, there you go. So those are my thoughts with me having seen the episode a week ago and then spending a few minutes hitting the highlights. So hopefully I'll do a little better this week. Okay.